Hello and welcome back to Fury. I'm using a new headset right now while I'm recording, so I'm kind of disorganized, not disorganized, that's not the word. I'm kind of disoriented by the fact that I can hear my own voice a lot better than I could with the previous headset, but this might mean that I'll be a bit more careful with my use of my voice, which is also going to help me, not wearing it out. So, first of all, what we're going to do is, we're going to do service propaganda when we start this episode right now, because I've got way too much political power, and I basically have nothing to spend it on. And doing this will increase our mobilization speed, which means that we get more manpower into the manpower pool faster. And also, we get slightly higher recruitable population, which means that we'll have more people to reinforce all the stuff that's going on here. We're not, struggling for manpower yet, but we are going to be fighting a long war against the Soviets. We can indoctrinate the populace, but I believe we're at 100% Valkism, but we can nationalize foreign industries. Not going to do that because of the consumer goods factories thing. We may as well do some of these. Military factory, civilian factory, and dockyard. We may as well build another building slot, and that's all our political power done. Let's have a look here. So the encirclement, the pocket here, is going swimmingly, honestly. It doesn't seem like we're winning, but that's because technically we aren't. But these guys are going to be facing problems with our fleet here, blockading their port, which should, I believe, cause them to become encircled. At least it has in the past. Also, this guy has amazing traits. Let's have a look. We might be able to increase our own I was trying to say boys and guys at the same time, and it came out as like goys. That doesn't make any sense, but yeah, we might be able to increase the traits and skills of some of our generals, I thought, but we can't. Not quite yet. My man here doesn't have any traits yet. I mean, he is kind of fresh into the to the front. Let's reduce the speed a little bit. Dude, this paratrooper thing is actually amazing. It worked out so well. I think I'm gonna be using those quite a lot here, and we'll have let's see, these are the Fallschirmjäger divisions. We'll call them the Fallschirmjäger Corps. And let's see, skirmisher, good, but not necessary. That's one that, let's see, it doesn't say, but it enables probing attack, which means do not lose their entrenchment bonus while attacking, but do not fully commit to the battle. That's really good for stuff like here, when fighting the French, for example, in a line that might become very static. Less so when fighting the Russians, where we're going to be doing a lot of moving. Presumably. Air wings with no missions, that's fine. Well, these guys are meant to be bombing over here, but yeah, there we go. I might have held them just because of the oil shortage at the moment. We got to get down here. We got to get that oil. It is vitally important. If we get Azerbaijan, we've got all we need. Honestly, we could, let's see. Armenia is... So all these guys are in the Tbilisi Pact. But what we can do is we could start a war with all these guys, and then have the Turkish take over it. We'll send a couple of divisions over to help them out. And then we take... See, who leads this? They're a puppet of Georgia, so Georgia leads this. Under this guy. Well, yeah, we'll start this out. Or start this conquest here. We're going to take Azerbaijan. Sochi. There's Abkhazia. We can do this so goddamn fast, dude. I'm gonna just claim all of it and do this. It's gonna increase world tension, and it's also going to... we're already like past any sort of relevant metric and stuff, but it's also gonna give us some time to ship troops over to Turkey as well. Which honestly, I'm not quite sure where we're gonna do that. Well, actually, no, we're not at war with the French or anything, so we don't have any trouble shipping through the Mediterranean. So what should we send? Sending tanks into the mountains does not seem like the best idea, but it might give us the power we need for a breakthrough. We have mountain divisions, which aren't being used at the moment. They're all ready for the cold, though. I don't know how cold it's going to be up there. We're going to send them, though. There we go. Just keep my phone handy in case... I get noise complaints from my landlord. Let's see, so... all these can spark French intervention, so we're going to do the family farms that we talked about earlier. The German agricultural sector is very inefficient. Our nation is still required to import millions of tons of grains each year just to properly feed our own people. It has been suggested by our cabinet to introduce laws requiring all the German families to maintain personal gardens to supplement their dietary needs, which would take a sizable load off of our industrial farming sector. That's really interesting, that's cool. So we have like this, you know, not cottage industry, but it's kind of like with Mao and the like backyard forges and stuff for melting iron, or pig iron or whatever. Which obviously turned out disastrous, and also this encirclement turned out amazing. But yeah, that whole deal, except for like carrots and stuff, and potatoes, which is probably far more sensible than having a bunch of uneducated people trying to, in a very, you know, decentralized fashion, trying to supply your entire supply of steel. Let's see, where did we have the planes? I think, yeah, they're over there. Let's set up the next invasion, or next power drop. We'll probably set it up to surround Leningrad. Actually, we don't need to do that because it's going to get surrounded anyways when you push towards it. We might want to just take some take some airfields and some towns. We do currently have air superiority, but we want to take the airfields down here so that the enemy doesn't get air superiority here anymore. Around 300 planes on that airfield. 731. We need to find the ones with the most airplanes and take them. Okay, so we're gonna drop, I think, we can't drop there because that's actually on the front line. This one is not being used at the moment, but it is going to be used if we take any of these. Let's say we can drop... We don't want to drop like too far behind enemy lines, because then we get stuck and get stranded and get surrounded. Okay, so that's our range. I think we're just gonna drop like somewhere like here and set up an encirclement here and set up a panzer push towards Novgorod from here so that we can sort of encircle these guys. I think that's gonna be the plan. We're gonna drop directly onto Novgorod though. Then we'll set up the panzers to push towards that to help out. Now these guys are low in organization, I think, because they're out of oil. Which is obviously a massive problem. See, hold your plan. We don't need to make any more futile attacks. This guy actually is able to attack now because we've made the line so much smaller, so much more compact. There we go. Let's see, what did we train? We trained something, I thought, or didn't we? No, we didn't. I heard the sound effect that sounded like like a division being spawned, but apparently I'm wrong. The Swedes are making short work of Norway. But it's taking quite a while. Norway is kind of hard terrain to fight through, though. Got all these mountains pretty much everywhere and stuff. I think, yeah, the question of whether or not we should take Norway or not, I think we're probably going to take Norway because, I want to see who the leader is and all that, and also I want to have that coastline, that strategically important coastline, for the potential war with the United Kingdom, since they did not approve of our alliance efforts. King Edward the VIII as charismatic, I had not considered that. That's, yeah, not something I had imagined. Famously, he was, very not charismatic, saying a bunch of very bad PR stuff, or like stuff that was really bad for PR for the royal family. Like, for example, apparently, I think he said that Hitler was an alright chap. Oh, that is loud. Oh my god, that is loud. Oh yeah, let's see. Let's take all states. Oh, we gotta wait. There we go. Take all states. You know, player-led peace conferences and all that. Take that, that's ours. Done. Deutsches Reich. Of course, Norway has not yet discovered oil, that's in 1969, so no more oil from us there. Let's see, this army is... Oh, we need to make another army, I think. Actually, yeah, I thought we didn't need more than 6, but apparently we need a 7th, and the 7th army will be led by von Lib. And the color will be... Got a red one, we got a purple one. No pink, though. Just having a look at the colors. We don't have an orange one, so we're going to make an orange one. Put that over there, and we're going to assemble the 7th Army on the border towards Czechia, over here. So we've got new big guns here. Let's see. We probably should stop producing the old one here, because the new Stuka production line is actually picking up, so let's yeet that one. Set up the new line. We're going to lose a lot of these military factories. I think we got them from Norway, so I'm not getting too used to them quite yet. I'm not going to base our production quotas and stuff on these factories, because we're gonna probably do the autonomy for Norway thing, or fate of Norway, I think. Invasion of Ukraine, French fleet to Algiers, Ukraine refuses to join the Shall Pact. Huh. So, I'm guessing we need to invade France first before we can actually invade the Ukrainians. We don't have anything here in regards to Norway, and that's kind of strange. Let's see, open country list, no. How do you release someone again? Occupied territories. Oh yeah, we can't release nations. Maybe it isn't actually integrated, or not integrated. It isn't actually implemented into the game yet, like the Norwegian Valkist movement or whatever. Which might, that might be the case. In which case, We'll probably just give Norway to Sweden. Is Baki there? Is that Baku? I'm guessing it is. Baku oil fields, of course, and also famous Formula 1 racetracks. Alright, unpause and continue with the invasion. Let's push directly towards Novgorod. Let's take the shortest route. It's probably going to be this way, and then we're going to drop the Fallschirmjägers. So we can drop them now, or we can... Oh, we need more than 70% air superiority, which we do not have. We gotta take some of those airfields, actually, yeah. We gotta take the airfields in order to actually take the airfields. It's kind of annoying. Okay, and... Okay, the enemy has assigned even more planes. Problematic. More ground crews, and... more ground crews. Just to give the efficiency boost here, a nudge toward our side. Hopefully that's going to make these guys... these guys actually... Yeah, they are active. That's hopefully going to... yeah, put that into our favor, which it did in terms of... oh, never mind. That's because they all yeeted their planes out of there. Interesting. Okay, so... Let's see, Richthofen here. That's assigned to an army. We need, yeah, we need those airfields. We're gonna get them though, I think. If we can encircle these guys and just push in. Activate all the attack plans across the entire line and get everyone busy. Activate the paradrop. Family farms is done. So are we making convoys? I hope we are. We aren't, though we don't necessarily need them right now. Let's just make more submarines. Probably should set up a new variant. This is going to be the Type 8, I think. Well, actually, let's call it the Type 9. I feel like I already made one earlier, and... oh, that was a variant of the old one. Of course it was. And that was what see, decommission that. We had Type 7 and nothing else apparently. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Let's call it the Type 9. Torpedo tubes 3, engine 3, torpedo room. Snorkel. Float valve, schnork. Okay, cool. We could do more torpedo tubes, but I'm actually going to do mine warfare. So that this becomes a sort of all-purpose submarine that can do all those things. Let's just cancel that one. And there we go. Survival programs, yes please. A lot of Soviet naval bombing going on over here. They're repairing, they're hopefully not going to go back. I'm just going to send them off and into a more secure port so they can repair there. Still need that air superiority in order to do another paratrooper drop. Let's get rid of the front line and let's get these guys split up. We want to attack from multiple directions, so we're probably going to have to attack this bulge here, or we can actually, maybe, send the entirety of the tank corps down this way and just try to strike at Leningrad. Let's build an airfield, I think. Probably should have been just doing that already. Let's build one over here. We do have a lot of airfields, but they don't have immense range. Yeah, nothing for Norway here, so I'm actually just going to use the... Oh shit, we don't have the state transfer tool on. Oh, my bad. Well, next episode I'm gonna use state transfer tool, the mod, in order to give all of the Norwegian territory to the Swedish. This invasion of Russia is going to take a long, long time. We might place ourselves in a position where whereby any sort of whereby we basically have to invade France while fighting the Russians. Hopefully we don't, but it's looking like we're going to run out of manpower in Russia. Let's see, let's make these guys be careful. We don't want to waste manpower. Careful execution of the plans. The Fallschirmjägers aren't being effective at the moment, so we might actually just send them down to the mountains here. We might be able to actually drop them onto a port here and then send in our armies down south. In fact, yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. Like... Oh, let's see, we actually need to send them down there first. Or send the planes down there first. And then send the Fallschirmjägers. Never mind, I'm just gonna set them up for a garrison order. Night vision done. Let's start the war, I think. And let's do the radar, I think. Unless we had a focus. I don't think we had a focus for radar. Nah. So, radar. Let's do rockets. That leads to jets eventually. Let's do excavation, I think. Actually, no, let's do a streamlined line. Cap and growth, because we're not going to be... like, we don't need retention, because we're not going to have, like, a ton of variants that we're going to make. Alright, well... Diplomacy, declare war, conquer, call allies. We need to get everyone in on this war. And once the Turkish join in, we will attack. They're attacking us, apparently. This is a tough border to fight through, I think. The expansion of this front, or this war, like this, is probably going to hurt us in the short term, but in the long term I think it's going to be very beneficial. These guys are already taking attrition. What happened to the attack plan? Well, that's annoying. Oh yeah, we probably need to put these guys on an army. Or in an army, rather. So where is their... Yeah, that's them. Okay, there we go. Cool. Letting them just wear themselves out through attrition and all that, and through those attacks, was a very smart decision, because now they're so wounded that invading or attacking them, counterattacking, is way easier. The Fallschirmjägers are on their way, they haven't arrived yet. We might be able to do a naval invasion as well, but though we do not have any marines as of yet. Those marines will be necessary for stuff like Africa and all that. Well, they're not going to be super necessary, but they're going to be wanted at least. See, more refineries, always. Hoping that thing that I talked about earlier is going to happen, where we have killed so many planes that the Russians aren't able to outproduce our or their need for new planes. It hasn't happened yet, but here's hoping. We should probably send a couple of divisions over to aid this. Oh, they have a lot of people garrisoned on the ports and whatnot. The Russians probably do as well, the Soviets. Hell yeah, war bonds. Research speed, yes, let's do that one. Max entrenchment is really good. We're not fighting a defensive war yet, but might come a day when we have to actually defend against the French while we're finishing up the invasion of Russia. Man, this oh, the Finns. I didn't even notice that. Oh my god. Yes, Finland. Yes, Finland, yes. What happened? Did the Soviets declare war on the Finns, or did the Finns declare war on the Soviets? Let's have a look. Joint offensive, yep. That's not what we're looking for. National Republic of Finland, joint offensive, Deutsch-Georgian... peace at the Treaty of Narvik. Yeah, when did the Finnish thing happen? Oh, they're at... Wait, they're in their Stahlpakt. Yes, of course they are, but like, why did they... Because they weren't willing to join the war earlier, but now they are. Something must have changed. Or rather, the Finns were now less anxious about joining a war against the Soviets after they saw the Soviets getting sort of hammered. Now you can see they're suffering massive attrition problems across the line, which is going to translate into massive gains for us. I was wondering why suddenly we were taking so many losses, and it's because the entirety of the front line has been activated somewhat. Also, let's turn off this. Let's do balanced. Noticing a lot of like single division, like tiny prodding attacks. All right. First of all, honestly, we should probably do. Oh, I didn't do glider planes earlier, which I probably should have done. Ah, shit, we can't reach them from here, and there are no other airports nearby. I was thinking of doing a power drop into the mountains here, just to get behind all these armies here. Doesn't seem like it's gonna work. We're probably gonna have to do a power drop. Yeah, we can do a power drop over here, which I think we should do. We'll do the mountain, because the mountain will be the easiest to defend. We're attacking into hills. They have one coastal fort, but no other forts. Hoping that we don't actually drop on top of an enemy division. That would be kind of bad. God, it's so much easier with the NATO theater icons here, which we don't have because of, you know, mod... like mod... incompatibilities and stuff, but... It's a quick encirclement. We need to activate these tank armies a bit more. Send them out onto into more of these like vulnerable positions at the moment. Like we should probably send some tanks up to Murmansk up here, by the Kola Island. Or islet, or whatever it's called. Let's see, where do we send these guys? We should probably send them to take an airfield. We just took another one, didn't we? Yes, we did. Let's send them off to take this airfield, I think. Alright, well, we are at, or past the 30-minute mark, which means we're at the end of the episode, so I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, yet again, and if you're interested, you can find my social media stuff in the description down below. Discord, Twitter, Twitch, and Patreon if you'd like to support me there. And that is about it. This is my first episode recording with a new headset, so I'm sort of like... I don't know, it's weird hearing my voice a bit more than I did with the other one, but hopefully it's going to be a positive change where, you know, I'm still trying things out, still feeling stuff out. I'm also recording, you know, in my new apartment, so, you know, audio might be different because of that. But that's about it. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.